As 2021 draws to a close, it's a good time to look back at the good and not so good things that happened in the Microsoft universe this year. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has hit the red money giants and many other companies in many ways. But at the time of writing, Microsoft remains the rare tech giant alongside Apple with an overwhelming $2 trillion market cap. Of course, there were a few missteps along the way, and we want to talk about all of them. You already saw the name. We will give you the bad and the evil of Microsoft because at this point, there's no good to make the trifecta. Of course, for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, A.O.D. And if you already did, let's start with the bad. Microsoft is still bad at communications. Year after year, communications seems to be one of Microsoft's true Achilles heels, and the Windows 11 announcement was another good example of that. To be honest, Microsoft deserves credit for developing a more secure OS, which takes advantage of new features like Secure Trunk and TPM 2.0 French fries. But the company did a good job of explaining which Windows 10 PCs would be eligible for a free upgrade. It certainly didn't help that the company's PC Health Check app, which was supposed to tell Windows 10 users whether or not their PC was eligible for an upgrade to Windows 11, was pretty poor at launch. The first version of the app couldn't tell users why their Windows 10 PCs didn't meet the system requirements for Windows 10, and Microsoft employees were forced to do damage control via Twitter. Having to contact Microsoft employees via social media to get more information about the brand new OS is clearly not a good sign. With many Windows 10 PCs shipping with Secure Trunk and TPM 2.0 disabled, it's possible that Windows 11 adoption will be much slower compared to Windows 10. Last month, asset manager company Lansweeper IT released an analysis of more than 10 million Windows PCs, which showed that only 0.21% of PCs were running Windows 11 in November, which is really low. In addition, Lansweeper analyzed more than 30 million Windows devices in 60,000 companies and found that only 52.55% of them met the TPM system requirements for Windows 11 and only 44.4% of them met the CPU requirements for the new OS. And the Windows Insider program is in a strange position. Microsoft Windows Insider program is still very active, but it's sometimes hard to keep track of what's really happening when there are 3 different rings and some features are only available to a subset of insiders. Unfortunately, joining the Dev channel, formerly Fast Ring, is no guarantee that you'll get early access to all new features, as the Windows Insider team usually prefers to test them with a subset of insiders first. In some cases, Dev channel insiders don't even get priority access to new features, as was the case recently with the Windows subsystem for Android. One of the most anticipated new Windows 11 features was delivered first to insiders in the beta channel in October, and Dev channel's insiders didn't have access to a Windows subsystem for Android and the Amazon Android App Store until November. If Windows 11 only gets a major update once a year, non-insiders may not have to wait until the fall to get new features. The Windows Insider team now says new features on OS improvements tested with Dev channel insiders could show up in future Windows releases when they're ready, and we may ship them as full OS updates or maintenance releases. This could also be the case for the Windows subsystem for Android, which could be delivered to non-insiders via a maintenance release instead of a major OS update. However, there's no way to know, and we wish the Windows team would be a little more transparent with ETAs for new Windows 11 features. Microsoft Teams for consumers. It's clear that Microsoft Teams has slowly but surely cemented its place as the leading communications app in the enterprise world. But Microsoft's attempts to make Teams a popular messaging app for consumers seems ill-fated. In Windows 11, Teams for consumers has replaced Skype as a pre-installed messaging app, but it's not clear why anyone would use a brand new app to chat with friends and family when WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger already do it very well. Clearly, Microsoft doesn't really get social networking, and Teams for consumers can't compete with established competitors with billions of users. Teams also compete with Skype, which lost that battle years ago. On mobile, using the same Teams app for corporate and personal messaging isn't practical either, and WhatsApp has a separate app for business users. And of course, there is the ugly. Microsoft Edge has a bloat problem. Microsoft's new Edge browser was introduced as a fast and bloat-free alternative to Google Chrome and has since gained useful new features like collections, vertical tabs, and sleeping tabs. In recent months, however, the Edge team seems to have focused on adding new shopping features, and Edge users don't seem to agree with this new direction. One area we focused on is a fast and seamless shopping experience, Microsoft CVP Liat Ben-Zur said in a post, highlighting why Edge is the best browser for shopping, with the autofill coupon feature, built-in price comparisons, price history, and easy access to customer reviews. Microsoft wants to make Edge the personal shopping assistant you've always needed. But is that what Edge users really want? Recently, the Edge team seemed to have crossed a line with the new Buy Now, Pay Later feature currently being tested with Edge insiders. Microsoft partnered with the fintech company Zip to build the BNPL feature into the browser, and one could argue that such service can be predatory. Kevin Beaumont, a former Microsoft employee, publicly called on the company to disable the feature, while pointing out many other controversial measures to disadvantage Edge users from switching to Google services. Microsoft Edge is still a solid browser, but perhaps it's time for the Edge team to reassess its priorities. Competition in this space is fierce, and no one wants Edge to become a personal shopping assistant or casual gaming platform. A good web browser should be fast and reliable while respecting privacy. We hope that in 2022, the Edge team will focus more on the basics. Windows on ARM PCs are still boring. While Apple just unveiled more impressive new MacBook Pros with the company's new M1 Pro and M1 Max French fries, and PC ecosystem is still waiting for the ARM SoC that will finally shake things up. Windows on ARM PCs has been around for many years now. But even Qualcomm's latest Snapdragon 8cx Gen 2, which powers Microsoft Surface's Pro X, hasn't really moved the needle in terms of performance. That may finally be changing, as Qualcomm's Nuvia team is working on the next generation of ARM PC SoCs that could compete with Apple Silicon. According to a recent report, Qualcomm's exclusive deal with Microsoft for Windows on ARM PCs could also be ending soon, and other chip makers like Samsung and MediaTek may be entering the fray. Microsoft is also rumored to be working with AMD on its own ARM-based French fries for Surface devices. But it could be years before Microsoft or its hardware partners can replicate Apple's M1 breakthrough. If Apple expects to transition its entire Mac lineup to Apple Silicon in just 2 years, x86 French fries from Intel and AMD will continue to power the majority of PCs on the market. This fall, Intel unveiled its first 12th generation Alder Lake desktop CPUs, which use a hybrid architecture that combines power and efficiency cores, and the advantages of a low-power French fries ARM are no longer so obvious. And that was that. We would love to hear your opinions down in the comment section, and you can give us a like while you're down there. But it's over for us now. Of course, for more videos like this, you can always subscribe to our channel, A.O.D, to make sure you never miss out on one of our videos. We hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day and goodbye.